Hey, and welcome to the 9CardGolf gameplay walkthrough video. I'm going to walk you through 2 full hands of gameplay so you can get an idea of how the game is played. The first thing we need to do is set up a new player. My name's Steve, so I'll go ahead and type that in, and then hit OK. And that'll create a new player for me, with his own set of scorecards and game history. Now to select the computer player, I'm going to leave it set at beginner, but you can choose intermediate or advanced based on your skill level. Let's go ahead and play a game. I'm going to choose to play 2 hands just for the sake of this demonstration. The usual is 9 or 18, but you can play whatever you want between 1 and 18. Now, while our cards are being dealt to us, notice on the bottom of the screen there's a pause bar. It has the options for quit, scores, and rules. Those options will become available after the AI player turns over his 3 cards, and it hides itself. Now here on our heads-up display you see it says to turn up 3 cards, and it has my name there. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. You can turn up any 3 cards as you see fit. There are some strategies there, but really whichever 3 you turn over, it doesn't matter. That's how you start your game. Now from there you have an option to flip over a card from either the draw pile or the discard pile. I went with the draw pile. Now when you've selected a card from the draw pile, you flip over a card from your layout and then see if any cards around it match. Keep in mind that you're supposed to pair up cards that are the same value, regardless of suit. So suit doesn't matter at all. Okay, now the AI player takes his turn. And he did the same thing and discarded a jack. I'm going to flip over a draw card, and we got a king. That's 1 point. So I'll flip over a likely place to put it, and it's a 10. So we'll trade 10 for 1 anytime, and that lowers our score a little bit. Now if you look at the AI player's layout, he has a joker. That's minus 2 points. My king is 1 point, as I mentioned, and the rest of the cards are all face value. The jacks and queens are 10, and aces are 1. Okay, it's our turn again, and we have no use for a queen, so I'll turn over a draw card, and then I'll turn over a layout card, and it looks like the aces are already paired, so I'll discard that 3. Okay, now it's the AI player's turn, and he discards a queen, which we have no use for, so let's turn over a draw card, and then turn over a card in our layout. That card is a queen, and the jack is the same score, so I'll discard the jack. Either or, doesn't matter. He goes again and discards 5 that we again have no use for. So draw a card, and then we can either put it over the queen or a new layout card, and I tend to always turn over layout cards that we don't know about yet. It's a 9, I'll replace that with the joker. Now if you look, we have only 1 remaining face down layout card. Keep in mind that if you turn that over, it ends your hand, and we have a couple more pairs here that we want to make to get our score as low as possible before we go out. So you don't want to flip over that last card until you're ready to go out. Okay, back to the game. Here I've chosen to play a 9 because it reduces our score 1 point from the queen. And now the AI player is going to play a king to reduce his score another 5 points, but that gives us a 6, which we can use. I'm going to pair that with the 6 below it, and it reduces our score, discarding the 8 automatically. Now he has 1 card left to go out, and we have 1 card left to go out, but he has a much lower score than us. So we want to be careful what we do here and just try to get the lowest score possible before either one of us goes out. It's looking like he could go out pretty soon because he has a score of now 4. So really it's just kind of a race to the lowest score. And here we have another 6. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the 6 over here where the 8 is because it's a slightly lower score. I should have put it where the 5 is. Oh, but fortunately we get another 6 here. So we can actually do a quadruple pair here where all 4 of the 6s cancel each other out. And now our score has gone all the way down to -2. We're tied with the opponent. Okay, and with that we have 1 more card to flip over, and that will end our hand when we flip it over. We have an ace to go out on. It's a pretty good card to end on, and it'll change our score to -1 because it's a 1-point card. He has a 4 and he can't do anything with it, so he ends his hand without flipping over his last card. For now his score is at -2, but once I press this it'll flip his final card and tally his final score. Okay, and it looks like his final card was a 5, which brings his final hand score to a 3 as opposed to our -1 for that ace we put in. This makes our final game score -1 and -3, which you can see aligns with our hand scores since we've only played 1 hand. Those are the same. That was hand 1 of 2, and as you can see we won. Congratulations. On to the next hand. Okay. It'll collect all the cards, and then it will redeal them. Now keep in mind as we play this next hand a couple things. We're trying to pair up cards of the same value regardless of suit, and we're keeping an eye on our last card because when we flip that over, we're going out. So now you can see our status again says turn up 3 cards. So that's what I'll do. I'll turn over these 3 in sort of an L shape. And okay, now it looks like our discard is an 8, and that's not really useful to us. So flip over a draw card and a corner card. Discard the ace, since the 2 presents a little bit of an opportunity for possibly pairing those later. So I went with the 2 instead of the ace. It's only 1 point difference for now, and hopefully we can pair it later. Another draw card and another corner. And this time I'm going to discard the 10 purely because it is a higher point value. And it doesn't provide much opportunity for matching other cards on our layout. So away it goes. It doesn't look like the AI player has much use for a 4, even though, because he has paired all his 9s. Oh, now we get to pair our 6s, and that gets rid of a jack, which lowers our score significantly, and we're in the lead. Don't have any use for a 5, doesn't match anything on our layout. We're looking to pair now the bottom half as well. So let's flip over a draw card. And that's the 2 we were hoping for, so we can replace the 3, and that pairs each of the 2 above and beside it, each of the 2s. So now all 3 of those 2s are canceled out. Okay, now we have an ace, and we flipped over a joker. The joker, of course, is the lower point card, so I'm going to keep that. The ace doesn't pair with anything, so there's no reason to keep it. He's discarded a 10, which we have no use for, so I'll flip over this 5 and 7, and keep the 5 since it's slightly lower score, and keep on going. Okay, he's made a pair of queens, and he has everything on his layout paired, and 2 cards remaining to flip over, so we need to watch out. He could go out soon. I'll pair up this 5 that he's discarded. And remember, with discards, you don't get to flip over a card on your layout first. You just drag it to wherever you want to use it, whether that card is face up or face down. Okay, now we have all of our cards paired, and it looks like we're just looking to go out using this corner card, and flip over a 2 here. And though we have a lot of 2s on our layout, none of them pair with that bottom corner. So we can't really use that, and it's okay to discard since none of his cards are 2s. So we'll go ahead and discard that. We don't have a use for a 4, don't have a use for a 3. We're really looking for either a 5, a joker, or a king to go out so we can go out below his score, which is 0. Okay, like I warned you earlier, he's gone out without really warning us, and it looks like he has a score of 0. We're not going to be able to match that, but we can come close with a 4, giving us a hand score of 2. And so our hand is ended, our game is ended. So we got 2 and our opponent got 0 for the hand, but we got 1 and our opponent got 3 for the game. So we lost the hand, but we won the game, and that's what counts. So there we have a pretty good typical game of 9-card golf. We hope you enjoyed watching. That is a full 2 hands, and hopefully this brief walkthrough has helped you better understand how the game is played. From all of us at Iron Sheep Productions, we hope you enjoy the game as much as we enjoyed creating it. And now that you're done watching, go play!